So trust has surely got to be at the heart of everything you did in the Red Arrows and everything you're showing businesses now in any effective team. So I guess the obvious question is a newcomer comes into the team. How do you learn to trust them quickly and how do they gain your trust as effectively as possible?
Well, trust is an interesting value because it's not something that happens overnight. You don't get a new member of your team in or of your organisation and you trust them all of a sudden. And it's very unlikely that they're going to come into your team or organisation and trust you. So it's one of those behaviours that you have to earn. And the kind of people that we trust are people that are honest. And what honesty really looks like for us is it's simple things. It's about doing what you say you're going to do. It's about putting your hand up if you can't deliver whatever that thing might be, such that the rest of the team or the organisation can help you to get to that point. So it's for the greater collective good rather than just thinking about yourself and the individual all the time. And it's about being able to accept constructive criticism from the rest of the workforce, your colleagues, the people in that team. Because in our world, we just can't afford to get that wrong. Trust is that value that you really only get to lose it once, and once you've lost it, it's impossible to get back. So when a new person comes in, it's something that's gained over time. And how long does that take? It really depends what your environment is and what you're trying to do. Within the Red Arrows, trust is built up over probably months. It's certainly not days, and it's probably not weeks. It's months, and that's built up. Safety is obviously a pivotal constraint that we have to deal with, and so we start with small formations of aircraft at height, working on some quite simple manoeuvres, and then we gradually build up the complexity as the trust is there, such that by the time we get to put the whole display together as 9 pilots doing a very complex, dynamic event or a display, then we've built up that trust, and we know that people are going to be doing the right thing. So doing the right thing and doing things right.
So what about when people do the wrong thing? So let's take it from two angles. First of all, if someone that is in your team, in your network, whatever it may be, if they do something that damages your trust in them, how do you respond to that?
Well, I guess it could be one of two ways. It could either be a catastrophic loss of trust, in which case that's very, very difficult to get back. If it's a minor thing that's happened and you're almost questioning your trust of that person, which of course does happen because we're all humans, the way that we get over that within the Red Arrows environment and within the work that Mission Excellence does with other businesses is by creating an environment where it's okay to make mistakes. It's okay to say, I should have done this differently. It's okay maybe to question other people, question up. So not just to your peers and your colleagues, and not just the people beneath you, but to question the board, the CEO. I'm not suggesting that you go and knock on all these people's doors and suggest we should be doing things a different way. But it's about creating the climate where it's okay to make mistakes. It's okay. It's a just culture. Violations are not allowed, but honest mistakes, we are human. We do err and we make errors. So having an environment where that's okay and then the learning from those mistakes can be applied to the organisation or the team as a whole. And that's really how we deal with what are human errors in a very complex environment.
Well, what about if you're the one who makes the error? How can you proactively go about getting people who, for them it may have been a catastrophic error that you may have sorely damaged their trust in you. What can you do you can't walk away and say, well, okay, I'm not going to gain that back, so I'll walk away. You need to win it back. What steps would you take?
Well, when I was leader of the Red Arrows, if I was to do something that the rest of the team thought was dangerous or reckless, and I lost their trust, I don't think I would ever gain that back. Yeah. Not really. And how do we gain trust when it's lost? It's just very difficult. The biggest thing that I could do to build this culture of trust, and this is what we do our work with other organisations, is that it's got to be led from the front. So you as the leader, you've got to stand up and say, I got this wrong. I got plenty of things wrong. Yeah. I'm human. They might be small things. They might be big things. They might be safety critical things. But if you own up to those things in this culture of openness and honesty and objectivity, it means that you can deal with some quite difficult issues in a much easier way. It means it's okay to have that conversation.
Yeah.
Everyone feels happier having that conversation. They might be not happy that they're having it,
Yeah.
but by admitting mistakes and showing that it's a strength and not a weakness, actually, to be able to do that. And it's a leadership value that really, well, it's leadership that really drives that kind of behaviour amongst the rest of the team or the organisation. If the senior person is seen to do that, then the rest of the people are likely to jump on the bandwagon.
Excellent, Jace. Thank you very much.